the whole idea of embracing technology is so important. Kenya is seriously becoming a benchmark, a beacon. The other day we had the president of Senegal. He came here, and believe you me, one of the things that he was really keen on and seeking a conversation and help from the Kenyan is how to digitize their systems. So I can tell you as Kenyans, this is a moment where you should actually perhaps walk with a bit of gait or a bounce, if I may put it that way. Because you may not know it, but what you're achieving through innovation, through matters of digitization, whether it is for government services or private sector services, or the digitization going to the small-scale farmer, you're really setting a serious example, a positive one. And many African countries are now beginning to seek your support. So with what you're doing, you're going to become the capacity builders for the continent, the innovators that we are seeing here and what they're doing. You are really setting yourself up to become the exporters of technology and applications that have serious impact in Africa. So it's not been easy. It also comes with resistance, because in all this, sometimes some of these services, those who wish to continue stealing from the farmer, or stealing from the government, or stealing from other people, they will resist technology. They don't like those kind of innovations, because you're making it a cashless society. You're making technology flow, and so many people begin resisting such things. But most of all, I was a very proud Kenyan when I heard the president of Senegal saying, we want to learn from Kenya in this space. Agriculture remains the cornerstone of our national development agenda. It is the heartbeat of our rural economies, the source of our food and nutritional security, and the foundation upon which millions of livelihoods depend. It contributes not only to the exports and industrial growth, but also to the very stability of our nation. Yet for too long, we have viewed agriculture merely as a means of survival. The time has come for us to reposition it as a competitive, profitable, and technology-driven business sector capable of powering Kenya's transformation. The government of Kenya has made bold and deliberate policy commitments to drive this transition. Through the agricultural sector transformation and growth strategy and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we are undertaking reforms that cut across value chains, strengthen market systems, and modernize rural infrastructure. These frameworks are helping us to align county and national interventions, eliminate duplication, and deliver tangible results for our farmers and agripreneurs. One of our foremost priorities is market efficiency. For decades, our farmers have remained price takers in their own markets, vulnerable to exploitation and volatility. This must change by strengthening aggregation centers, cooperatives, and digital marketplaces. We are connecting smallholder farmers directly to buyers, processors, and exporters. This will enable them to negotiate better prices, access new markets, and earn higher returns for their labor and investment. Kenya can no longer afford to export raw produce only to import processed goods at a premium. This practice drains national wealth and denies our youth jobs. We are therefore promoting local manufacturing and agro-processing to ensure that more value is retained within our borders. by supporting the establishment of cottage industries, cold storage facilities, and agro-industrial parks, we are not only improving farm incomes, but also creating sustainable employment, especially for women and young people who are the future of this nation. The future of agriculture lies in innovation, data, and technology. The Prime Cabinet Secretary's Office is working hand in hand with the Ministry of Agriculture and like-minded national and international institutions to build integrated digital ecosystems that will revolutionize service delivery. These systems support farmer registration, e-extension, digital input access, and real-time market intelligence. We are also encouraging counties to invest in agricultural data platforms that align with national systems such as the Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management Information System and the National Farmer Registration System. These will ensure that planning and resource allocation are based on credible data, that every farmer in Kenya is visible, reachable, and supported effectively. Innovation hubs and incubators will continue to play a pivotal role, linking youth-led startups and agri-tech innovators with public programs, financial institutions, and investors ready to scale transformative ideas. On this issue around the trade conversations, I can assure you that the Ministry of Trade is really aggressively pursuing this. We hope, in the case of China, for us to be perhaps the second country in Africa to conclude a trade arrangement under the preferential arrangement that was announced by the government. So we are pushing that quite aggressively. You've mentioned Turkey, it's important. India, we also are conversing, particularly in the areas around the phytosanitary issues, which continue to slow down this, and we hope we can crack that.
Over the past 2 days, we have reflected deeply on how to strengthen Kenya's agricultural transformation agenda. We have exchanged insights on sustainable value chains, agribusiness financing, digital agriculture, and climate-smart solutions, among other topical issues that will drive our productivity, inclusivity, and resilience. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda and the agricultural sector transformation and growth strategy, ASTGS, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development continues to champion reforms that promote value addition, mechanization, and access to markets in ensuring that our farmers move from subsistence to commercial farming. This afternoon, we are all gathered here to celebrate excellence and to honor the men and women who are redefining Kenya's agribusiness landscape. To all the winners and nominees of the National Agribusiness Excellence Awards 2025, congratulations. Your hard work, innovation, and resilience inspire great confidence that Kenya's agriculture is ready for the next frontier of growth. You remind us that agribusiness is not just about food production, but about enterprise, dignity, and national prosperity.
PCS, one of the big problems we're having is in the last few months, a number of the regulatory authorities have increased their taxes to private sector. One of the ones that disturbing us a lot is KenTrade. KenTrade is the new electronic system for exports. Every consignment that leaves this country is charged $10 per consignment. So even if you're exporting a small box of mangoes, you're charged $10. We spoke to the President, His Excellency, at the Presidential Roundtable meeting, and he had agreed to reduce from $10 to $3 or 300 shillings. We hope that the Minister of State Department of Trade can help us to reduce it to 300 shillings instead of $10. Small request, and His Excellency had agreed to that. And the second one, Your Excellency, KenTrade. So every export document has to have a $10 tax on it. So if you're exporting 30 or 40 consignments, you're having to pay 50, 60,000 shillings per day. The second one, it's a small request, sir, but a lot of our farms are now buying flowers from outgrowers. They consolidate those flowers, make bouquets, and then they export them to the UK or wherever. Unfortunately, that inter trade of flowers between small farmers and the big consolidators is attracting 16% VAT PS. The problem with that one is because of VAT refund issues, a lot of the big farmers are not willing to buy from small farmers anymore. So if we can allow small flower sellers to zero rate VAT on those flowers, it'll solve a big chunk of the problems of buying from small flower growers and consolidating in the big farms and then exporting. That'll just two things we want from government, and these are not very big financial contributions to the exchequer.